Error handling. Error handling in Swift is a powerful feature that allows you to manage and respond to errors gracefully. Swift provides a range of tools to handle errors, including throwing, catching, and propagating errors. So that's what we're going to cover in this particular section: error protocol, throwing errors, handling errors, and propagating errors. Now, first, let's get into the error protocol. In Swift, errors are represented by values of types that conform to the error protocol. You can define your own custom error types by creating an enumeration that conforms to the error protocol. Let's look at how to define custom errors. So first, you can create an enum, which is called, let's call it network error. Those are the most errors that we have. Conforms due to error protocol, which already exists. And inside this, I can say case badURL. That can be one case of error. Another thing that I can have is, let's say, request failed, and another one which a lot of times happens, unknown. We don't know what the error is. Next, let's look at throwing errors. To indicate that a function can throw an error, you use the throws keyword in the function's declaration. Inside the function, you use the throw keyword to throw an error. So let's look at an example. Let's create a function which is fetch data from a URL which is of the type string throws. This is how you use it. And inside here, I can say guard the URL not equal to empty, else throw network error dot badURL. Now I can simulate a network request by saying let success equal to false. If not success, then throw network error dot request failed. So this is how I can simulate a network request, just to show you. Let's look at handling errors. Now there are several ways to handle errors in Swift using do catch statements, optional try, and force try. So let's look at do catch statements. In do catch statements, you start with, let me get rid of this. In do catch, what you do is you start with typing do, then you try to fetch data from a particular URL. Let's say I think I remote deleted those. Let's put it back just for this example. So I have do try fetch from and then catch network error dot bad URL. If that's the error that we get from above, we can just say print bad URL. Another option that we can catch is catch for the next type of error, which is request failed. For that, we can say print request failed. Another one error which is unknown, or in this case we can just say catch the rest of the stuff, whatever it is, print an unknown error occurred. So there you go. This is how you can use the do catch statements. Another example is optional try. The optional try converts a throwing expression into an optional value. If an error is thrown, the expression evaluates to null. Let's look how we do that. Let data equal to try question mark. This is the optional try where you can say fetch data from, let's give an example, in this case http://example.com. let's give a random URL. So this is how you can use the optional try. Another example is force try. In force try, whereas try exclamation mark converts a throwing expression into a value, but if an error is thrown, it results in a runtime error. Use it only when you are sure that the expression will not throw an error. For example, let's do the same thing. Let's data equal to try. Oops, sorry. Try exclamation. This is how we do force try, and fetch data from string. Let's say http sample.com, same URL, but this is how you can use the force try. Now let's look at propagating errors. You can propagate errors by using the throws keyword in a function's declaration. This allows the calling function to handle the error. So let's look at an example. I can create a function called as load data, which throws error, and I can say try to fetch data, the same previous function which I have removed, that's why it's not gonna give me autocomplete. Example.com. Now here I can do try to load the data and catch. If it doesn't work, catch print failed to load data. So this is how you can propagate the errors in your Swift program. Now let's go over a practical example, complete based on whatever we have learned here, based on error protocol, throwing errors, handling errors, and propagating errors. Let's create a example of that. So I'm going to start with defining custom errors by saying enum file error, which conforms to error protocol, and the different errors that I have is file not found, another one is unreadable file, just call it unreadable, and another one can be encoding failed. Okay, so these are my different errors. Now the function that throws the error can be function read file at path, and the path is string, of course, and is throws, returns back string. And now here I can guard the path not equal to empty, else if it's empty then throw file error dot file not found. If not, let's say simulate a failure, let success equal to false. If not success, then I can say it throws file error dot unreadable and return file content here. If everything is successful, I'll just return the file content for that. I mean, it will fail because we have set success to be false, and that's why it's telling me will never be executed. Now handling errors using do catch will be more like do let content equal to try to read file at, let's say, empty string, print file content is content. But if it catches errors, let's say catches a file error dot file not found, then we can say print file not found. Another error that we defined was file error dot unreadable. In this case, we can say print file is unreadable, and for the rest of them we can just say universal catch and say print an unknown error occurred, and we can also pass the error to it so it can look at that error. So there we have it, all the do catch errors. Now handling errors using optional try, which we looked at. If let content equal to try, so this is the optional try, read read file at, let's say there is a path to a particular file. Now in this case I can say print file content. Because it was successful, I can pass in the content here. Now if doesn't, then I can else it and say print failed to read file. So that's our optional try. Now we can handle using forced try, where we can say let content equal to try exclamation mark read file at path to file, and here I can say print file content is slash content. This is using force try. This will crash if error is thrown, for sure. Now in this particular section in error handling, you learned how to define custom errors using the error protocol. We've learned how to uh, throw errors and handle them using the do catch statements, optional try and force try. We also did some propagating errors to allow calling functions to handle them. Now error handling is crucial for building robust applications. The next section will cover advanced topics including generics and higher order functions, which will allow you to write more flexible and reusable code. So if you have any questions, do get back to me in comments and I'll try to answer them as soon as possible.